back to Fight Lens in association with Sporting Talk. It's your boy Owen. We're up in a cloudy Liverpool with the bomber Tony Bellew for our monthly catch up on all things boxing. Tony, you're out of the boot. You're looking good. How are you feeling?
Happy I'm out the boot, mate, and small steps, taking it slowly.
That's it, exactly. Yeah, all good. Right. Well, first of all, let's talk about the scintillating display from Moses Itama at the weekend. Dillian White lasted 1 minute 59 seconds. Absolutely blew him out of the water. What did you make of the performance? I mean, it was kind of expected, but not that fast. I think even he was a bit disappointed at how fast he blew him out.
The reason for my prediction was because Dillian hasn't fought anyone with that kind of sharpness and accuracy for how many years?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And with that kind of power and accuracy and sharpness, it was always going to happen. So the closer it got, the more I was edging towards the first round, if I'm being totally honest. I just didn't want to be too disrespectful to Dillian because I felt for him. But there was nothing Dillian could do. He couldn't get out the way of the shots. No. He tried to defend himself. He was trying to lure Moses in for that counter left hook. So for the catch and counter one. And Moses weren't falling for it. No. He was aware of every little twitch, every movement that he'd done. He's seen what Ben and Lee Wiley had identified in the weaknesses of Dillian White, and he exposed them fully.
Yeah, for a 20-year-old, he's so mature and sharp, and his boxing IQ seems to be ahead of his years, really.
The most impressive thing about him is how calm he is. He's got a great array of punches, he's very sharp, he's very accurate, he's exceptionally good, but it's what you can't teach someone like that, and especially at that age, is to remain so calm.
Yeah.
He doesn't panic, he doesn't get flustered, he doesn't go head hunting with his chin in the air. He's cool, he's calm, he's relaxed, and it was another walk in the park. Like, there was no big celebrations, it was like, I expected this, and there you go.
It's another day at the office. I mean, there will be a lot of accolades coming his way off the back of that performance, but he doesn't look like he'll have a problem keeping his feet on the floor. You know, just steady progress now, isn't it, for him?
I don't think he's someone who entertains that kind of way of life or lifestyle. So I think for me, sky's the limit for him. I think he's an unbelievable talent, and as long as he's taking along correctly the right fights at the right time, I believe, you know, the next fight for me, if I was looking after Moses Itauma, the next fight I would be looking to make would be someone in the Andy Ruiz kind of bracket. Andy Ruiz, I think, is the perfect fight.
Okay.
Andy Ruiz doesn't get blown away by anybody. No. He's extremely durable. He has got fire in his hands. He's not a one-punch dynamite hitter, but he's strong enough to make you think. Yeah. And you will get rounds out of Andy Ruiz.
I think that's what he's looking for now, isn't it? Rounds, because there's been so many first rounds.
He cannot, under any circumstances, go into a fight with Alexander USYK not being past 6 rounds.
Surely not. Yeah.
That cannot happen.
You wouldn't know what stamina and what engine he's got in him, would you, really?
It's not about the stamina and the engine. It's more about the thought process and of gaining that experience of being there and doing it. Okay. It's like when you go into your first 12 rounder. No matter how fit you are, it's in the back of your mind. My first 12 rounder was for the Commonwealth title, and thankfully I ended it in the first round. But I was prepared for 12 rounds for that fight. The next fight was defensively Commonwealth title, was against Bob Adjussafe, and once again prepared really well, done everything right in the gym, and like when I was in round 9, 10, 11, I was thinking, wow, I can't believe I've got this far. And they're the kind of, you feel good and stuff.
It's about the psychological conditioning as much as the physical.
Exactly, and you've got to have been there, seen it, got the t-shirt and done it. Yeah. And it's all well and good. I hear all the time, oh, he spars 15 rounds in the gym. It's not the same. I explained this to Conor Benn before the Chris Eubank Jr. fight. He was like, Tony, I can fight 20 rounds at whatever pace I need to. And I said, Conor, in the fight, it's going to be, you will tire. He went on, I won't, I promise you, I won't. I said, Conor, everybody tires.
The adrenaline as much as anything.
You have to tire, no matter what pace. All fighters tired at some point. You have ups and downs, twos and fros, and Moses is going to have to experience that to understand it. Yeah. At this moment in time, it's all his own way. And if anything, he's a victim of his own success. True. But I do believe with the ability that he's got, and with the skill set that he has, coupled with what I've just said before, how calm he is.
Yeah, just
He's a force to be reckoned.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Like, what is it that kind of makes him so tough to compete with, let alone beat at this point in time?
I mean, massive part is he's one of very, very few southpaws in the division.
That's true, yeah.
He's extremely sharp. You know, he's very quick. He's very young. Youth is a real thing. People don't realise that, you know, he's 20 years old.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson was 20 years and 5 months when he wins the heavyweight championship of the world. So there is still time for him to do it. But I just feel, what's the rush? Because believe you me, once he gets to the level, there's no going back.
Yeah.
He's at a certain level now with Dillian White, but we all know where Dillian White's at.
Yeah, tail end of his career, to be fair, isn't it?
I just think, don't take anything away from Moses Itama. He could have done that to Dillian in the pomp of his career.
Yeah.
It's styles make fights, and Moses always gonna, them styles that want to have a fight with you or aren't necessarily very good defensively, he's gonna pick holes in them immediately. You know, there's nobody in the world right now apart from Alexander Usyk, Tyson Fury, who he couldn't pick holes in.
I think so, yeah.
Apart from them two,
so much.
He's going to nail anyone. He's going to catch anyone. The big factor is will they nail him first?
That's it, yeah.
And that's the thing. Only the other them two fights I've just named are capable of making him miss and making him pay. All the other fights in the division, he's going to catch you.
Well, he called out Ajit Kabayel and Joe Parker after
They're tough fights.
They are, aren't they? So he's setting his sights pretty high
They
early doors.
are tough fights. I mean, listen, he's got a good coach in Ben Davidson. I do rate Ben. I like his style of training. I've criticised him over the years. It's not always been perfect, you know, and he acknowledges that, and I've had a couple of conversations with him back and forth, but I do think he's a good coach. He improves fighters, and the most important part of his whole process is video analysis. He knows what these fighters are doing before they actually do it themselves. He sets patterns for fighters, and he makes it very understandable for the fighters that he's coaching to pick up on the patterns that these other guys are doing.
He's got the blueprint there.
Of course, it's not always going to work. Look at Kakachi against Lee Wood recently. So you've got to have the fighter who's capable of doing it first and foremost, and he's got to be at the peak of his powers. But ultimately, he does have a blueprint and a style and a format that will work 80 to 90% of the time. Like I said, he's a good coach, and he's one of very few coaches that pays real attention to that video analysis. I used to do it myself. I was always going to be a step behind physically because they were better athletes than me. But if I could catch up with the studying wise and understand what they were doing, understand their mechanics and how they were processing things in their mind, the attacks they were making towards me, I would have a better chance. And you know, he's doing the same thing.
Yeah, that's how it turned out. Is it outrageous to suggest that Itama could eclipse Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in perhaps, you know, professional boxing record? Maybe not financially and on that scale, but with a boxing record, absolutely. Yeah. The kid could go undefeated for his whole career. The kid could win every single belt, could win outright. He has the potential to reign the heavyweight division for years to come. So he has that potential. Whether he does, he doesn't, it's on him. It's up to him,
but
of course.
Will he rise to the popularity levels of an Anthony Joshua? I said this the other week, we were talking about with the Zone. That's very hard to do. This guy was the darling of British sport. He comes out of 2012 Olympic Games, he's got a gold medal around his neck. He goes into professional career and he just knocks people out. He was basically the millennium's Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
until he gets beat himself. And he didn't need to say much, he just turned up. Now, I'm not saying he was Mike Tyson because of his style. He doesn't resemble, Anthony Joshua does not resemble Mike Tyson in any way, shape or form. But what he does liken to him is the huge popularity he had, and he doesn't have to say much.
The charisma
because he just turns up and knocks you out. Yeah. Everyone just took to him. Good looking boy. You've never seen someone as popular in boxing as Anthony Joshua, the face of Lucas 8, the face of Hugo Boss, the face of Under Armour. You know, you're the face of so many different brands, and no other boxer in the world can do that. No. But he could, because like I said before, he came with that huge appeal, the Olympic gold medal, the unified champion of the world, defeats the old monster in Vladimir Klitschko.
Did a lot for boxing. Reinvigorated the division, to be fair.
He brought life back to boxing in this country
100%.
and made stadium fights a regular thing. Wasn't just going to Wembley, was going to the Millennium Stadium, was going to Tottenham Hotspur's ground, took boxing to Saudi Arabia for the first time.
100%. People shouldn't forget.
People don't understand that the huge effect he's had on British boxing. I'm sorry, not just British boxing, but world boxing.
Yeah, as a
Anthony
sport,
Joshua,
as a global thing, yeah.
Anthony Joshua lit the sport up again, and all the boxers owe the lad a debt of gratitude.
You get the impression Moses doesn't seem too phased about that side of things. He's just focused so much on the boxing right now.
I just don't think it bothers him. I just think he's a cool, calm, collected kid. I just think
if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't,
nothing phases him. I think
it.
How Moses looks at things when looking from the outside, because I don't know the boy very well at all. I only know what we're seeing on the TV, and I think he just takes everything in his stride.
Yeah, well, let's see where it goes.
And it's about boxing. He's not bothered about marketability. He's not bothered about this person, that person's opinion. It's just, yeah, mate, I'm just going in and doing my job. And
seems a lot more streetwise than a Daniel Dubois or something. He doesn't. He seems to be kind of leading his own path rather than being led a bit.
I think for someone like Daniel, it's difficult because he's been processed to act a certain way, to do things a certain way, and I just think I'd like to see more of just Daniel Dubois.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Moses. I've seen him behind the scenes. I've seen him talking. I've seen him on a table talking, on a back and forth. With Dillian, and in them back and forths, in that face-off, he's just as cool, calm, collected as he is in the boxing ring. I've seen Daniel sitting at press conference tables, looking at other people for what to say.
Yeah, he looks.
And I'm seeing him looking at, and he's a bit. I'd love to sit down with Daniel and just speak to Daniel on his own, maybe with a camera, and say, Daniel, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And no one needs to want him to be tripping him up. Just let's have a chat and see, where's your head at?
Yeah, get to the real Daniel, get the boxing. Yeah. Get him talking about boxing. That's obviously what he's passionate about, and then maybe his personality will come out a bit more.
I think he's probably the nicest boy in the world.
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
probably a really, really nice boy, but we're not getting to see that. We're just seeing little snippets. I mean,
he's kind of got his guard up a lot, hasn't he? He's scared. I think you're right. He's scared of being tripped up by the media or by other people.
I think he just needs to sit with people maybe who have come from a similar background to him, boxers who maybe understand him a little bit more and can talk to him. So
yeah. Quick word about Dillian White. Sonny Edwards claimed on Instagram pre-fight that Dillian White had a leg injury and the match would be over rapidly. He did seem to kind of limp to the ring a little bit, didn't he? Didn't look most mobile like he has done in the past. Do you think there's any truth in that? Or that's Sonny Edwards on the wind-up?
I heard the whispers in fight week that he had an injury, but it is what it is. Yeah. He got in the ring.
Yeah, still braved it up.
So
toughed it out.
No one wants to hear that you're injured after the event.
No.
Because, if you're injured, it's quite simple. Don't get in the ring.
Yeah.
And that's all I can say about that, really.
Yeah, he's had a good career. He's never shirked a challenge. Always got in there and had some great wins. The return win over Povetkin.
Dillian's had a fantastic career. Yeah. Dillian's had a brilliant career. Considering where Dillian's come from, the white collar background, not much of an amateur pedigree. As I say, struggling to get fights, mixed martial arts background.
Kickboxing, exactly.
Dillian's been right through the mill. He's earned an absolute fortune.
Beat Joe Parker, don't forget.
Yeah, he's beat a former world champion. He's beat Dell twice. He's had a great career. So, it shouldn't be he shouldn't be looked past on what he's done and what he's achieved with taking into consideration the experience he's had. Dillian's has been a really good fighter and a really good servant to British boxing.
Perhaps he won't want this to be the last performance of his career. Maybe he'll come back again, but although maybe the temptation to hang his gloves up.
Maybe not. I think, maybe so, maybe not. It just depends on what Dillian wants to do. Yeah. I mean, I think we'd all still like to see a third fight with Derek Chisora.
Yeah, that could be.
Because them two fights were just unbelievable. I don't know how much either of them have got left, but Dell's given him enough stick in the build-up and in the media and in the background.
They work well together, don't they? They bounce off each other really well.
They bounce off each other, and then he's forever calling him a donkey, and I don't, is he Shrek and he's the donkey? And I love the two of them. You know, I'm close to Del, so I want Del to go off into the sunset.
Yeah,
nice.
He still wants his 50th fight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That's going to happen. Maybe it could be Derek and Dillian for the 50th. We'll see.
We'll see. Know.
Let's have a quick word about your fellow Liverpudlian, Nick Ball. No. I mean, he put in another good performance. Wasn't quite the dynamite maybe you were hoping for, but once again, you know, not an easy challenge either. An undefeated Aussie. So, you know, what's your take on it?
I thought he'd done enough to get the win quite comfortably. To be fair, I mean, I know Andy Lee was scored it close. I didn't think it was that close. I thought Nick was superior. I thought Nick landed the harder shots, the more of the better punches.
What did you give it on the scorecards? 116, 112 type?
Yeah,
thing?
I thought
around that
8-4.
Yeah,
you know, I think that was pretty fair.
I think so. Yeah.
I just thought Nick was dominant. I thought, you know, he walked this guy down. The Australian kid was game.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah.
He got stuck in. He had his moments, but
Sam Goodman.
Sorry, you know.
No, I should have said it.
Goodman was, you know, he was game. Yeah. And I think he will come again. He'll learn from that. Undefeated, so, you know, he suffered a slight setback. But as for Nick Ball, he's exciting from the start to the finish. He's non-stop. He's in your face. He's throwing punches. He's not too bothered about what's coming back.
Tough lad, really, isn't he? But do you think he needs a bit of a rest now? He's been very active over the last 2 years. Do you think he could do a little bit of a rest, recharge, and come again?
No, I don't. It's not so much of a rest with someone like Nick Ball. I know what Nick does away from boxing, and he's probably the fittest fighter in the whole country.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
an dynamo, isn't he?
He's an advocate for boxing, a great advocate for boxing, and he is super fit. Like, this kid owned most of the CrossFit records in this city. Yeah,
he's built for CrossFit because he's obviously quite short, but like all the barbell stuff, I can imagine him smashing those.
He's a freak. I've heard about his training regime and his work ethic. Yeah. It's frightening. So, you know, you've got to look at someone like Nick and go, maybe a break's not a good thing because you want him in sharp, fit all the time. It allows him to stay in the gym, keep him ticking over. I know everyone wants this in the way fight.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about.
Excuse me. I mean, I personally don't want to see. I think it's a completely wrong style for him. But Inoue is a monster, and
the wrong style for Nick.
For Nick, I just think you'd have to. The worst thing you could possibly be for someone like Inoue, well, the best thing you could be for Inoue is walking around, just go straight for the kill. Yeah. And Nick knows no other way. You're going to walk into what he's got. And that guy is frightening. He's
ferocious, isn't he?
He's ferocious. He is he does what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Nick maybe unify and maybe try and become an undisputed champion.
Yeah, that would be great.
And I think he's got that, you know, in his capabilities. But it depends. You know, he's been...
So we need to see the Ray Vargas rematch, don't we?
That'd be a good fight. Yeah. I mean... I do think he was harshly done by.
He was, I think universally agreed, really, but I'm not sure what happened with Ray Vargas.
To be fair, though, I thought when he fought, it was Ray Ford.
Ray Ford,
and he wins that. I thought that was a really close one too, though. And he gets the nod in that one. So, they're swinging round us, but overall, he's a brilliant fighter. Doing the city very proud and an amazing.
I saw a DAZN article, actually, they ranked the top 5 Scouse boxers of all time, and they've got Nick Ball at number 4. You're at number 5, which I thought was a bit harsh. Then Liam Smith, Natasha Jonas. Can you guess who's number 1?
John Conte.
Correct, yeah. John Conte, number 1. The icon.
How they haven't got Callum Smith in there, I'll never know.
Yeah, Liam Smith, but not Callum. He must be just outside
Madness.
Number 6.
But listen, it makes no odds. I mean, I'm not one
just
to
someone's
break
opinion,
records.
isn't it? To be fair, all had great careers and all did the city very proud.
We've all done okay.
Yeah, more than okay. Canelo and Terence Crawford. We spoke about it when it was initially announced, and you said you think Bud's got enough to trouble him and take the win really on points. Is that still your view? As we're only a few weeks away from the fight now.
I still think Terence Crawford wins, and I still think he wins handily.
Do you think he's not going to bulk up? Do you think he's going to come in at his natural weight and then just try and outspeed Canelo? You know.
I was watching them in a press conference and I seen Canelo saying, name me one elite fighter you've beaten. He kept saying, just one elite fighter. As everyone forgot about the Errol Spence win. Because for me, the Errol Spence win was an elite win. Yeah. Errol Spence was reigning and dominant in the welterweight division, was beating everybody. And he went in there and beat Errol Spence up. So there's the first elite win that he's got. And if you look at these two fighters, there isn't that much size difference. Okay, the weight will be a bit different, but these fighters have been going through weight divisions quite similar.
Yeah,
you know,
down,
Canelo started at 10 stone, goes to from light welterweight to welterweight to light middleweight. We've all seen the rise of Canelo. People are making out like Canelo is a fully fledged light heavyweight or a fully fledged super middleweight.
He's been up and down.
This guy has been through the divisions.
Yeah.
So this guy, okay, at the moment he's the undisputed unified super middleweight champion. Is he the biggest super middleweight out there? Absolutely not. No. Is he even the biggest middleweight out there? No. So why is it when Terence Crawford goes in with him, and Terence Crawford's fought now at light middleweight, Madrimov, I think he'd be for one of the titles. So he's got to win over a big light middleweight.
That's it.
And he's got to win over an elite welterweight, a division that Canelo was at not so long ago. I just think people are writing him off because of this size factor. Canelo is the stronger man, there's no denying that. He's the bigger puncher, he's the stronger man.
There's many factors that can decide a boxing match. And actually it was Madrimov who was advising Bud not to put on too much weight because it might slow him down and, affect him that way. So maybe
if the biggest and the strongest man always won boxing matches, it'd be boring, wouldn't it?
It would be, exactly.
And we'd stop watching.
Don't forget that Canelo's struggled against southpaws as well in the past, and
Bud's not consistently always a southpaw. He switches back and forth. He's got so many different facets to his style. He's an unbelievably talented fighter. I just think he'll be too much, and I also do think Canelo's not what he once was.
No.
The Canelo of old would have got rid of William Skull. I know that much.
Yeah, that's true. And this is in Vegas, isn't it? This isn't out in Saudi, so we'll have all his Mexican, compadres down there.
Of course, he'll have the whole.
Make for a great atmosphere.
He brings a country when he fights.
Yeah, 100%.
It's powerful what he does. So
it'll be good. So you think points? It's going to go to the judges?
I think it will possibly go to the judges' scorecards, but Canelo will be going for the stoppage.
Yeah.
Once this gets past 8 rounds, Canelo's going to fear the cards because
championship rounds will be exciting. Won't
looking from the outside, looking in, Canelo seems like he's got a bit of a bee in his bonnet that Turkey al-Sheikh is favouring Crawford.
Yeah.
He's going on, oh, your daddy's this, and he's looking at that. And when you look into that, you're thinking in the back of his mind, he'd be like, I don't want to go to points here. I don't need to.
Got a point to prove now. Yeah, he wants. Maybe he'll be going for that late stoppage.
We'll see.
It should be great though. It should be fantastic. I should have brought this up when we spoke about Daniel Dubois a bit earlier, but he's parted company with Don Charles is the news this morning, and we'll be working with Tony Sims moving forward, which is a bit of a surprise because obviously Queensbury and
Don Charles is a very good coach.
Great coach, yeah.
And stood up for Daniel over everyone. Has took a lot of flack for Daniel
after the party gate.
After the incident. Tony Sims is a very good coach. I'll guarantee you Tony Sims will have no messing around. Tony Sims will be the boss in that camp.
Oh yeah.
Tony Sims,
his way or the highway.
Tony Sims won't entertain it if he's not the boss.
Good.
So I'll absolutely guarantee that. In my professional career, I had Tony Sims in my corner for one of them, and I've always got on great with Tony Sims. A really good coach, and a really good man, to be honest.
Top boxing
man.
And
he's a proper boxing man, and he will not have any messing around. He will not have any shenanigans behind the scenes in camp. He'll be very hands-on.
I wonder if he'll try and maybe put a bit of distance between Dubois' father and Dubois himself. Yeah, I guess so, but yeah, maybe he knows that going into the job that's not
impossible. Daniel's greatest ally and asset is his father, because that's who he looks to. The first sign of trouble, his father's the first person he looks to. You're not going to change that. You're definitely not going to change it overnight. Maybe that will change over a good period of time with Tony, but it's not going to change very quickly. Don't expect to see that anytime soon.
No, fair enough. Tank and Lamont Roach, the rematch doesn't look to be happening. I think it's been, court situations and things playing out. Do you think Tank seems to be letting the best years of his career slip away? Is it something we should be worried about?
He is letting the best years of his career slip away, and being with PBC is a hindrance to him. He needs to be active, he needs to be out there. I've said this before, I'll say it again, I think Tank is the most exciting fighter in the world.
Yeah, thrilling on his day, yeah.
When Tank's in a ring, when he's on the money, he's frightening. He really is.
Just need to see it more often.
Yeah, we just need to see him in the ring. I mean, imagine Tank Davies and Nick Ball.
What match that would be, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be frightening. But like I said before, I don't know. I just don't know where Tank's at the minute. He's probably amassed a small fortune in a short space of time as a fighter.
Yeah, pay-per-views from the Ryan Garcia fight probably made him rich for life.
And it lets you know that, does he need boxing? Probably not, no. Is he forcing to get back in the ring? I don't know. I see him fall out with anyone and everyone all the time, whether it's his closest compatriot in Floyd Mayweather. I've seen him fall out with him, but Al Heyman seems to keep hold of his fighters. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But he does, and he's doing it now with Tank.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens, but hopefully we'll see him in action. Maybe not this year, but hopefully at the start of next year. You mentioned Floyd Mayweather there. His beef with Roy Jones Jr. Have you been keeping any tabs on that? I think, what was it happened that Roy Jones claimed that a prime Sugar Ray Leonard would have beaten a prime Floyd Mayweather, and that got Floyd's back up, unsurprisingly.
It's opinions, and everyone's entitled to them. We'll never know. That's the fact of it. No. The thing is that Sugar Ray Leonard's resume is one of the greatest resumes boxing's ever seen.
Can't argue with that.
So, when you've got 2 victories over Thomas Hearns, and you've got a victory over Roberto Gerard, a victory over Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Donny Lalonde, which was a great comeback fight, it just lets you know.
Yeah.
The kind of caliber that he was mixing in.
Top tier, top echelon.
Sugar Boy and Lingers, all these fighters he's beaten over the years, and freaks. Floyd, I know we talk about the 50-0 and everything that he's done, but ultimately Floyd's career will be looked back upon over time as, yes, you went 50-0, but people will always whinge about, when he beat them, at what stage they were at.
He picked
and he did cherry pick them. Yeah. That can't be denied. And I'm a big Floyd Mayweather fan. I think Floyd's a genius. I think he's remarkable. He's one of the all-time greats, but he did cherry pick the fighters when he wanted to.
You can't blame him for that, but you can use it as a kind of stick.
You can't blame him. Well, you can blame him for that because there was opportunities where he could have went in with them if he wanted to. He was
Manny Pacquiao.
The minute he chooses to fight De La Hoya and beats De La Hoya in a really close fight, by the way, he becomes the boss. After he beats De La Hoya, he's in a position to fight everyone, anyone. Yeah. So he could have went in with the guy who then beat De La Hoya previously, who was Mosley.
Oh yeah.
So he could have chose Sugar Shane right after Sugar Shane had beat De La Hoya.
Yeah.
Because then he beats De La Hoya. So it's all of these kind of fights. Then you could have chose to jump on your fighters like, your Vernon Forrest, who then defeated Shane Mosley. You could have chose to jump on fighters like Antonio Margarito, who are absolutely despised, to be honest.
Yeah, wrapped his hands in the plaster of Paris. Yeah, of course, scumbag.
You could have chose to have jumped on Margarito after defeats Cotto. You could have chose to fight Manny Pacquiao at his prime. All of these things come into play, but...
Do you think in his mind he always had that 50 unbeaten in his head, and he was thinking, this is how I'm going to get there, and planning my path?
You've got to also look at who the 50th fight came against. It came against the man who was having his professional boxing debut.
Conor McGregor. Yeah, good point. I mean, it's true.
So, it's like, if you're 49-0 and your 50th ever fight comes against the guy who's making his professional debut, it's a
question marks.
The freak shows, the writing's already on the wall. And listen, we're at this stage again now. With our fighters, what we're doing.
That leads us on to Malik Scott revealing that if the timing is right, we'll see Jake Paul fight Deontay Wilder. I mean, that makes a bit more sense than Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua, but still, I can see your reaction there. There's probably a lot of eye rolling around the room. I see the cameraman ahead there, yeah. But, Deontay Wilder's on the kind of comeback trail. He won his last fight against not the best caliber of opponent, but at least it snapped his four-fight losing streak. So, maybe?
I don't know.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I don't know.
A bit tired of the Jake Paul questions.
I've got nothing against Jake Paul. I think
he's showing a bit more.
He's a very smart businessman. Everywhere I go, his name's mentioned to me, so that means he's doing a fantastic job of his career.
Oh, that's true.
But you're asking me from a boxer's perspective, it's madness.
Yeah, he's putting
his
life
in danger.
And
it's dangerous madness.
Well, he loves the risk. I mean, it's up to him whether he takes the risk. But one right hand from Deontay Wilder could send him into orbit.
One right hand from the English cruiserweight champion could send him into orbit. He hasn't been hit by an active, young, real fighter. Yeah.
We still don't know whether there are clauses in the contracts that suggest that he can't really be hit, but
no, that's one thing that I'll heavily dispute.
Yeah,
there's no way
that's
any
Carl Froch's theory at one point.
No, Carl's got a few crazy theories. Let's all be straight
yeah,
about that. Carl still believes the world's flat.
Yeah.
Under no circumstances are these Jake Paul fights fake, in my opinion.
Fair point. Yeah. Okay.
No chance whatsoever. These are all real fights.
Yeah.
He's just really smart at matchmaking,
Well,
and I tip my hat to him for that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got to understand, he has lost a professional fight against Tommy Fury.
Yes, true.
Could you imagine the uproar we'd be causing if Tommy Fury got in the ring and said, "I want to fight Anthony Joshua"?
Yeah.
The world would go absolutely.
Yeah,
so
true,
why are we entertaining Jake Paul getting in the ring? No one would entertain Tommy Fury, and he's beat him.
Yeah, I think it's just because we're hearing it so regularly now. We have to start to kind of like
it's not because we're hearing it.
We're hearing Eddie Hearn talk about it though.
It's not because we're hearing it. It's because we're seeing the snippets of him. Tommy's not active at all. So Tommy's not fighting.
True, yeah.
Tommy's not busy and out there. It's because we're seeing it. He's beating fighters like Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., a former world middleweight champion. He's beaten him. He's beaten Anderson Silva, a former UFC star, who's beaten Chavez also. So he's going in there and he's getting these jobs done against fighters who propel his name.
That's it, isn't it? They know it's a mutually beneficial situation.
It is, but is he beating them genuinely? Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
He beat Mike Tyson. He beat him up. And if anything, he took it easy on Mike Tyson. I watched it. He took it easy on the last round. He could have stopped Mike. He could have stopped Mike Tyson in that last round, 100%, and he didn't. He held back.
Out of respect,
and that made me actually respect him more.
Yeah.
Because that showed me that he didn't actually want to hurt the old guy.
No.
And you've got to have a degree of respect for that. I don't like the fact that he fought him. I'm not going to lie. But I do respect that he didn't want to actually hurt him.
Yeah, damage him, yeah.
Yeah,
no,
so,
true.
You know, that's the one part I've got to give him a lot of credit for.
Quick word about AJ and where he is at this point in time. I think the former Olympic gold medalist Francis Tony Yoka claims he's trying to get a fight with AJ out in Ghana. I mean, is something that maybe AJ would entertain, or is he just sitting back waiting for offers?
I just want to see Josh back in the ring.
Yeah.
Boxing misses him, boxing needs him.
That's it, yeah.
I just don't know how much he needs boxing. I suppose a part of him does. Someone like Josh, he likes the day-to-day routine. He likes to waking up and knowing I'm going to be here today, I'm going to be training here today, I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to be sparring him. That's the part that as fighters we miss the most when it stops. But he's, once again, such a magnificent career. I don't actually know what he's got left to prove or what he's got left to do for himself.
He's been quiet on social media as well, hasn't he? Really, I haven't seen too much.
I don't pay that much attention to it.
I'm not sure what he's up to, but he'll be out there, ticking over, staying fit.
I'm sure he'll be in shape because he's a prime, brilliantly conditioned athlete.
For sure.
And he's always in shape. So I'm not sure, what he's doing or where he's going, but he's always in shape, he's always ready. I know he was getting over that injury, the operation that he had on his arm or elbow, whatever it was. I look forward to seeing him back in the ring. Yeah. When he does get back in the ring, I just want to see him get in the ring and let his hands go.
Yeah, just
because
unleash the beast.
When that boy's letting his hands go, there's not many better than him in the world.
For sure. Ebony Bridges, shout out to Ebony Bridges, friend of Fight Lens. She's talking about getting back in the ring. She just had a baby, so congratulations to her. She's training with Kell Brook and talking about getting back in the ring in December, I think. She's signed with Jake Paul's MVP Productions now, because I think she was being a bit kind of stuck for action when she was with Matchroom, so now she's...
So is Kell training her now as well?
I believe so, yeah, I believe that.
Wow, okay,
yeah.
good on them.
Obviously they had the baby together, so yeah.
Okay, so Kell's wow.
So hopefully we see Ebony Bridges back in action.
Best of luck to them.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's have a brief hypothetical question. Fantasy fight of the month. Evander Holyfield and Alexander Usyk. How would that have gone?
I used to think Evander Holyfield would beat any cruiserweight ever, but I don't. I think Usyk would beat him. I think the foot movement would be too much.
Yeah, even if he has to go back down to cruiserweight now, or do you think when he was at cruiserweight?
Oh no, it'd have to be when he was at cruiserweight.
Yeah.
He couldn't come back down now.
No.
Alexander Usyk cannot come back down to cruiserweight and be as effective. It will not work.
Well,
Believe me, I know what it's like. Going to heavyweight. I was a heavyweight for 2 years with the Hay fights. your body adapts and adjusts to being at the weight.
It's tough to
You absorb punches better in training camp. Everything goes great.
Yeah.
He can never go near 90 kilos again.
But how far through his career was Holyfield when he moved up? I can't remember.
He unified the cruiserweight division, and then he took 2 years out, I believe, and then bulked up.
Oh, okay.
Or it might have been 18 months.
So if we're having Usyk, Holyfield at cruiserweight and at heavyweight, Usyk wins them both?
Yeah.
Yeah, fair point.
He's just...
He's levels ahead.
It's not that he's levels ahead. Evander Holyfield is a truly amazing fighter, but Usyk won't engage him. He'll move and box. Yeah. Usyk will do to Holyfield the way he boxed Gassiev. He will move. He will not let you hit him. He will not let you go on top of him.
You're saying that was the best performance of his career?
I still think it's one of the best performances of his career. It was an unbelievable performance. He's a star, and he adapts to the opponents that he's facing. Look at Alexander Usyk against Anthony Joshua, and look at Alexander Usyk against Daniel Dubois in that rematch. Yeah, they're two completely different fighters.
Totally different.
Look at Alexander Usyk against Tyson Fury in the first fight. Look at him against Daniel Dubois in that last. Completely different fights. One adapts to just. He's a lot heavier for Dubois in the second fight. With the Fury fight, he's lighter, he's sharper, he's putting constant front foot pressure on, which we'd never seen him do before.
That's true, yeah.
He adapts and changes for every single fight and every single opponent.
Nightmare for his opponent, that's it.
And I just think he'd do the same with Holyfield. Yeah. I actually think Tyson has a better chance than Holyfield.
Yeah, okay.
Just styles make fights.
Yeah, I guess you're right, yeah. The pressure and the aggression, yeah. Interesting, okay, well, final question. We know Muhammad Ali is your icon and someone that you've obviously respected hugely, as everyone does who likes boxing. But if you had one question for him, what would it be?
If I had one question, Muhammad Ali, what does he believe was the most important decision he made in his career? That's what I would ask him. Okay. And I would probably think he would say, not going to Vietnam.
I just thought, yeah, interesting, because that shaped his whole life.
Does he regret that? Would he change it? I know it would be an absolute no, but it would be nice to hear him talk about how that hurt him at the time. Yeah. You've got to remember this was the most famous man in the whole world.
Right, exactly.
And then had the whole of his country turn on him.
Must have been tough to take.
Well, you know, I'd say a large population of the country turn on. Yeah. And gave up the most famous division in the world, the heavyweight champion of the world. Right. This is the most famous man in the world, Muhammad Ali. And he just went, I don't want to do this no more because I don't believe in war against people who've got no gripe with me.
Standing up for the courage of his convictions at that time, not an easy thing to do, but you know.
The bravest man to ever walk the face of the earth. Yeah, nobody. Does anybody believe that Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo would do what Muhammad Ali done then?
It's tough to see that, isn't
it? Nobody in the sport. Does anybody believe, just purely for your personal beliefs, he was never going to go on the front line of the war zone, never in a million years. All he probably would have done is put a uniform on, made a speech and then walked away. Yeah, but that cost him tens of millions of pounds. Hundreds of millions of pounds. And at that time then, that's like billions now.
Yeah, but no regrets, you don't think he'll have
no regrets. No. The legend and the king looks down upon us all.
Exactly, yeah. Rest in peace to the greatest. Tony, once again, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, and we'll be back with George Groves in a couple of weeks, I believe.
Stay tuned to Fightlands.